Hi, I want to introduce myself. My name is Danny, and I'm not quite sure exactly where this is all going to lead to. However, I would like to think that it would be positive and an interesting journeys. And with that said, I would like to share a theory that I have, and this theory is one that I've had for probably 20 years or so, but it's evolved some, and I think that it's important that I share this with with at least the YouTube community and maybe beyond that. Now, what I'm about to say is going to go against what many scientists, archaeologists have been saying for at least several hundred years, that the pyramids were erected for certain reasons and certain ways and things of that nature. But basically, it's quite simple, and I'm just here and I'm going to tell you pretty much in layman's terms how I think the pyramids were created, erected, I should say. First, what I think is what happened is that, without getting into too much detail, you had people that were fairly advanced for their time. But not so advanced to the time, to the point to where they're, using magic or types of magnetic types of devices or things that you may have heard on Ancient Aliens and things of that nature, which is a great show, by the way. I really do enjoy that show, and Giorgio with the puffy hair and Alex Filipenko and whatnot. It's a great show, and it opens up a lot of doors for a lot of people to come up with different theories, which I have. So back to the pyramids. Basically, what I think was what happened is that several hundred miles away, or maybe not so far away, we had the Egyptians that would go out there and they would carve out great blocks, huge blocks, which we see. There's proof of that. But what they don't see, what seems to happen is that the blocks from that point, which sometimes are a couple hundred tons, a million pounds or whatnot, or 2 million pounds, and to transport these from point A to point B, which would be the sites where the pyramids would be created, has been a great mystery. Well, it has for a lot of people until now. I hope to convince you. Now, what I think is what happened, like I said, is that they would carve out these big blocks, humongous, tremendous blocks, and then what they would do is that they would shave off, chip off the corners, chisel them off, and create these, for lack of a better word, these great big balls. And I sometimes joke around with my friends, and we call it, the theory of the great big balls of Giza, and which isn't so far from the truth. There's always a joke behind. Well, anyways, to get back to what I was saying with the pyramids, they would carve out these big blocks and stuff out of the mountains, and then they would start to just form them into these big giant balls, and they would take these balls and they would push these balls to the site. Now that would eliminate block and tackle, gear, ropes, pulleys, trees. I mean, you think about it, what would be easier to move, a ball or a brick, at whatever size? Just, it's the friction, it's the physics of it. And to push these balls in, a lot of times if they're going downhill, which is probably where they came up with the idea, what was it, to me, you always hear what was, the chicken, the egg, the wheel, and or whatnot, but what came first, the ball or the wheel? They saw a ball, probably pebbles and stuff coming down mountains, or just little hills or something, and figured, hey, you know what, it's easier if we just have these big balls and we'll push them to the pyramid site. We carve them up into nice little blocks at the site there, different sizes or whatnot. You might be able to get 2, 3 little nice sized blocks out there, and boom, boom, boom. There you go. You know, when you do that, you repeat that. You know, several, you know, whatever it is. You know, I'm not a mathematician. I don't claim to be some type of genius, or I don't have any types of PhDs, but I do have something that's called common sense. So if you think about it and really and truly apply my theory behind this great, the pyramids of Giza, or anywhere for that matter, you would see that it's really not that far-fetched. And I think if they were to do some type of further research and whatnot at these sites, that they would, because I mean, when I'm seeing these sites, I've never been to one, but I've seen them many a times on television and different documentaries and whatnot, and you always see a lot of rubble, those little rocks and stuff like that, and you'd be like, no one really ever thought of anything of it. But I think that's the rubble that comes from chipping out these big balls into small blocks and creating pyramids. And I think, that's it. I don't think there was any aliens involved with it, any types of, magical types of gravity, defying types of anti-gravity machines or devices that they used. I just think it was simple ingenuity and common sense of the Egyptians back then, or the Aztecs, whomever was building pyramids for that matter. So anyways, with that said, I think I'm going to see how this came out, and like I said, my name is Danny. I will be doing different types of things here, and most of the times it will be geared towards educating in some way or another. And I thank you, and hasta la vista, amigos.